Sanbonani, Sanbonani, Ninjani, Sanbonani. Hey, hey, hey. All right, it's been a while since I have been on socials, and yeah, I have been so busy with starting a new business. And I went to school this year to learn more about business, and I am very thankful for my clients for being patient with me throughout that process. It was great. I have sharpened my skills, obviously. I would never have done that without my clients. So, shout out to every client of mine, locally, internationally. Thank you so much for being patient. I am back. I have been sharpening my tools. I am back to share those coaching tools with you. And I just chose today to start because it's a chilled day. So, I just want to check in on everyone. How are you guys doing with your goals for the year? Let's check in and find out how's it going with the goals for the year because wow. Um yeah, hey. Hi everyone who just joined. Hello, hi. So I just want to check in on the goals. What inspired me to do this live was I was invited over a week ago on to be a speaker on one of the online events hosted by the Christian Women in Business Network. And they wanted us to recap on the goals that we have for the year. And I went on there and I was so inspired. The ladies were sharing how they got delayed by certain things, they shared their struggles. They shared how much they've achieved, and I asked them, I think the first slide that I asked them to do is sharing the percentage of how far they've pushed with regards to their goals. So I want us to start there today and talk about how much we had planned at the beginning of the year when we were pumped up to start the year and ask ourselves how much of what we had planned to do have we achieved thus far. Let's look at the percentages that we can look at. 80%, are you at 80%? If you're at 80%, please share on the chat below and let us know if you're an 80%. And anybody who's on 80%, hello, hi, you're doing the most. So, people that are around 60%, 65%, please share. 50, what's your number? Below 30%, where are you? And I want to know those of us who haven't reached 100. I'm one of them. So I'm not coming here as a perfect being, but I have been working on a lot of goals, particularly this year. I think a few of you have seen what I've been doing. When I was in school, I was at the University of Cape Town Graduate School of Business, and I was learning more about business. And I thought, you know what? It's time for me to share the knowledge. So we're just gonna do goals today and recap on how far we are. It doesn't matter whether it's business goals or personal goals, they are all attached to you. They are linked to you. They are reflected back at you. So if we don't audit how far we've come, we can't change the things that distracted us during the year. And without us doing that, we cannot plan, for the months to come. So let's start with the rating. Share, please do share anytime you see this video. Share your thoughts, your percentages, how far you are with your goals. And whilst we're doing that, please share as well what it is that blocked you from attaining the goals that you want to attain. There are many variables linked to us not attaining the things that we want to attain. And today I'm just going to look at three of those. And the first one is how we think. Our thoughts are constantly creating our reality. What this means is if what you're seeing in your reality you don't like, it reflects back to how you were thinking. We set these goals. I want to lose weight. I want to grow my business. But we never sit down to look at how we think around the goals that we set, because we do a lot of delaying in our thinking. Our thoughts are usually not aligned with where we want to go. You want to lose weight, you want to grow your business, but every day you are entertaining negative thoughts, right? And this may be conscious, this may be unconscious, but I'm here to bring it to your consciousness to say, think about it. Think about what you think about every day around your goal. Because I know a lot of people will be like, I want to lose 5Ks in the next 3 months, right? You set the goal all right, and you are hyped to do everything that you want to do. But once laziness kicks in, right, you're like, oh, I'll do the gym. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. It's windy today. It's cloudy. See, like today it's cloudy. So people be like, oh, it's cloudy today. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I got a lot of time. Do you? Do you have time? Do you own time? So there's a lot of thinking that drives what we want to achieve, right? And since your reality is driven by how you think, it's very important for you to come back to your thinking and ask yourself, how do I think around my goals? Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody who's just joined us. Welcome. Ask yourself, how do I think around my goals? Are my thoughts positive, and are they leading me towards where I want to go? So the first step, I'm sharing quick three things I'm going to be eating out. So the first step is to ask yourself, what are you thinking about? And are your thoughts positive or negative? And I know in as much as we want to be perfect beings, we are not. So you need to be conscious of the thoughts that are not aligned to where you're going and start documenting them. Write them down and ask yourself which of these thoughts you want to work on immediately, like right now. I want to change how I think. I can't be, thinking thoughts around procrastination when I actually want to attain the goal, because you're not going to get there. And the thoughts, because they create your reality, the more you are thinking negatively, you are going to see the negative outcomes in your reality. So let's start there. Simple step, back to basics, thinking. Because we are thinking, if you go on Google after this, or just now, if you're able to, open another browser and ask Google how many thoughts you think a day, and then ask yourself how many of those thoughts are positive. You'll be shocked. You shock yourself. But the first step is being aware of how we think and being honest with ourselves. Because if you're not honest with how you're thinking, nothing is going to change. So everything starts from up here. If you want to see any change in your reality, your thoughts gotta change. I cannot say that enough. Your thoughts are the driver, right? You are what makes you different from the rest of the animal kingdom. You can think, you can change your thought at any time. So don't think because you have negative thoughts, it's going to be difficult for you to change them. No, you've got the power because you are that different from the rest of the animal kingdom. Like, do it now. Think of a blue elephant. Hmm? All right, so let's move on. The exercise there is very simple. It's to just for you to journal your thinking and unpack all the negative thoughts around the goals that you set at the beginning of the year and choose the positive thoughts to replace those with. And exercise consciousness every time that thought pops in your head. Help yourself because you've got the power. You can choose your thoughts, change those thoughts. Go in and ask yourself, why am I thinking this thought? Change. If you can write down the thoughts, when you do that T table where on the left you are writing the negative thoughts that you want to change, and then on the right, you want to write the positive thought that you want to replace the negative thoughts with. And then immediately you do that, when the negative thought pops up, you're able to pull that positive thought that you've already written down. So you have to do the exercise. And then the second thing is the planning. We do a lot of goals and then we forget to do the planning around it. Who's going to action those goals for you, honey? Nobody. You need to go down. You need to go on your notebook and write down everything that you need to do every day, because your goals are small little items that you need to do every day. So you need to put down those tasks somewhere. You can't plan here. The things that you are planning in your head are never actualized because there's a lot of stuff happening in our brains. So stop cluttering your brains with planning. Offload things. Everything is energy. So take it off your head, let your head breathe, write it down. I use a planning app. There's many apps. Go onto your Play Store and stop downloading games. All right, you can download maybe one or two. But while you're doing that, find a new game called Planning. I use the planning apps and I get excited every day because the apps allow me to tick every time I've actioned a task. So I get excited to just tick, 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 tick every day. And that is my, game that I decided to just turn that into a game, and it becomes your accountability partner. And when you are putting the tasks on an app, you're actually able to see what you're supposed to do on a daily basis. So you can plan this from Sunday, you can plan your week. Don't go into your week without knowing what you're going to do. So you can start by writing down all the tasks that you need to do around your goal and schedule them on a weekly basis so that you know what you're doing on each and every day. And do check every day as you go along if you are actually working on the task that you set to work on that day, or you're busy dilly-dallying doing other things that are not in line with your tasks. Yeah, so offload those dots, put them on the planning app. There are many, many apps. I used to use an app called Asana. Now I've integrated systems. I am using a Google Tasks app. There's many ones. There's also, I think, a To Do by Microsoft. Check them out, try a few, and use the one that works for you. What I love about the Google one is that it links my tasks to my calendar on Google. So when I'm on my laptop, I'm able to see what my tasks are above my calendar. So I love having the duality of a view. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is the most uncomfortable one is the habits. Habits, habits, habits. The time that you need to action those tasks is being stolen by certain habits that you may not be aware that you need to get rid of, right? So we will name a few. We'll name a few. Spending a lot of time on the phone. You see, now you're on TikTok, but you're watching something productive. Kudos to you. However, other times we are on social media just scrolling instead of working on the things that we need to be working on. So the social media, especially when you're not working, is one of the leading distractors that we need to work on. TV, watching a lot of TV, scrolling, those are unproductive habits that we get used to, and without us becoming aware that they are stealing the time that we're supposed to be utilizing to be doing our to-do lists, we are not going to get to our goal. So you need to audit all the unproductive habits, spending a lot of time on phone calls, going to unnecessary meetings. Y'all go to meetings that will last forever, and there's Bev involved, and you're at the end of the meeting there was no productivity. What are you doing with your time? You need to take your time back. And the only way for you to do that is to be honest with yourself with what's stealing your time. There's a lot of time that you can find in a day to action those tasks that we just spoke about. But if we don't do the habits and look at the unproductive habits, that time is not going to be open. Those goals are not going to be attained. So you need to be honest. The first step is to be honest. What is stealing your time? Television, just driving around, going to events without having a plan, social media, phone calls. It's a lot. You know them, I don't. But the first step is to write them down. I'm an advocate of writing things down. I mean, you can't work up in your head. You can't do everything in your mind. You're cluttering your mind, and no wonder you can't action things. So sit down, write down everything that needs to be worked on, and look at how you can change those habits. Block out time. to work on those tasks. Tell people you'll only take phone calls after 5 p.m., social ones, business calls, schedule them instead of just having random calls. You know, put your phone away if it's the enemy. Put it away. If you're working from home, let the phone sit in the kitchen. Come up with a plan to work around those unproductive habits because you need to find the time to action those tasks, right? So that's all from me for today. I would love to hear from you. You know, if you missed the beginning of the video, I asked you to rate yourself, how far you are with your goals. I'd like you to share that. And I'd like you to share anything that comes to your mind with regards to your progress, your delays, anything. Honesty is the best policy. Share, 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 share. What you're sharing will do for us is it's going to help me put together content for my next live. So please share, inbox me if you're shy. And then from then onwards, we are going to create another quick masterclass helping tool to help you with whatever it is that you need assistance with. And I hope this was very helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day. I gotta go. Bye bye.